YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, coming at you with all my card games. So shall we take a look, whatever sort of deck we're going to take a look at, and have ourselves a good old fun time. Today we're taking a look at a deck that's long overdue. I was actually doing this a while ago, but it kind of fell off the radar. We're taking a look at Phalanx Fogs, which is an interesting sort of frog deck, mostly set around, standard frog plays, totally awesome, flood the board, negate everything, etc. But we also have some other things. We're trying to build our graveyard full of our frogs and use the old equipped card Phalanx Pike to make a single frog a wee bit bigger. So we're going to be taking a look at this deck today, showing it off, showing you how it works, having ourselves a good old fun time. So before we get started, of course, let's go over the deck list and then get right into the duels. So for our main deck today, we have 3 copies of the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode, 3 each of Dew Dark Ice Barrier, Submarine Frog, Swap Frog, Flip Flop Frog, Ronin Toad, and Dupe Frog. We have Triple Lightning Storm, Double Surface, we have Card Destruction and Foolish Burial, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Aquarium Stage, 3 Phalanx Pike, and Wetlands for flavor, along with a trio of Infinite Impermanence. For our extra deck, we have IP Masquerade, Paleozoic Cambroster, 1 Mistar Boy, Area of the Water, Charmer Gentle, Marincess Coral Anemone, Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code Talker, Paleozoic Opabinia, 1 Sky Cavalry Centuria, triple totally awesome. We have Paleozoic Anamoracris, 1 copy of a Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, and a Chimeric Fortress Dragon in case Cyber Dragons. As for the side deck, a couple things you got here. If you want to throw in a Winged Dragon for whatever reason, go right ahead. If you want to replace your Lightning Storm, there's a couple options. You can either go for Desk Croaking, which works by having 3 monsters that count as Desk Frog, which we have Ronin Toad and Dupe Frog, so that's an option. Or you can just go for straight up Dark Hole. Works much the same way. If you want more draw power, more search, things like Pot of Disparity, Pot of Extravagance will work. And if you want to just say screw it to Phalanx Pike, consider just playing some good old-fashioned Paleozoic Frogs. It's very nice. So let's go ahead now into EDO Pro, show off this deck, show you all the combos, have ourselves a good time. Alright, yeah, our first opponent. Another day, another card game. We're trying to go second with this deck, because this is more of a go second, beat over my opponent's board sort of version of Frogs. Bit different than your usual Frog deck, and we do have the Phalanx Pike already. I should briefly mention a couple things about Phalanx Pike. When I was first asked to take a look at the Phalanx Pike, a bunch of other decks were also mentioned that work a lot better with Pike. If you don't know what this card does, it gives a monster 900 attack for every monster in the grave that has the same name as the monster equipped to it. So, for example, if you equip Dupe Frog with Phalanx Pike while you have 2 other Dupe Frogs in the grave, he'll gain 1800 attack points. That's the idea. It's a card that works really well with things like Harpy Ladies, Cyber Dragons, Skull Servants even to a degree. But it doesn't work as well for frogs. It really doesn't. Because while some of the frogs will count as, Death Frog on the field for, Death Croaking, they don't do that in the grave. They don't do that in the grave. Which is a sad thing, but it is what it is. Even though it doesn't work quite as well, we're still going to give it a shot. And my opponent's playing Predaplants. I know they have a new fusion, and they do also have Pendulum Scales now. Didn't they always have... I think they had Pendulum Scales before, but I'm pretty sure this is still a new thing. So this just lets you fuse. That's all that... Okay, it's literally just poly for darks. Yeah, it's literally just a polymerization for dark monsters. The Blanded fusion, I see. Well, this guy's certainly going to make a board, but like I said, this deck, we're all about breaking boards. That's why we have things like Raw Sphere Mode, Lightning Storm, distribute all of his monsters, nuke his back row, whatever we need to do. And once he has one, all he needs is to have 3 monsters on the board, and then Sphere Mode is live. I can distribute all my opponent's monsters and stop him from doing everything. And it'll be interesting to see what this guy... Let's see, if he's playing the Branded, he's probably got, like, Masquerade Dragon or something nonsense like that. Or Dragoon, which would normally be a problem, but not a problem for us, because I have Sphere Mode. It'd be really nice if you would also set, like, at least 1 card so I can use Lightning Storm and nuke it. There you go. Oh, that's what I like to see. How about another one? Okay, 1 is good enough. Alright, what are we drawing to? Ooh, surface. Not bad. Would have liked to see Swap Frog. Frogs, they're much like zombies. If you start off with the one dude who dumps everything to the grave, it's perfect. If you don't, not as good. But you know what? We'll give him a sphere mode. I got rid of his big old board. No Dragoon. No... whatever. Yeah, he can't stop my extra deck summons and whatever this thing does. Let's go ahead and blow up back row. I don't trust his back row. And my opponent immediately surrenders. Understandable. You know, this guy was relying on Dragoon, of all things, to win duels. So, I suppose I can't be too critical of that. I was playing Chainburn the other day that needed Dragoon, so... you know what? This guy played himself Dragoon, and that's fine. But my Sphere mode is bigger than Dragoon. Dragoon cannot lift the Sphere mode. Sphere mode is too heavy for his tiny arms. But regardless, let's go for another duel. Well, we've explained a bit about the deck right now. I'm not going to count this towards the final score today, but let's go for another duel. Try to get some actual, back and forth action going. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go do it again. But this time, hopefully, actually get some actual things going. And this time we start off with the guy you want to start off 99% of your frog duels with. Good old Swap Frog. I'd like another water in my hand to use with him, but other than that, pretty good. Specifically, I'd like another frog, but that's just that. Because, Swap Frog, he's much like Unizombie is for zombies. Interesting. Let's start by summoning Swap Frog. Give that a go. Send Ronin Toden. Let me think about this. I kind of don't want him to discard everything, but I could. Let me think about that. I'm going to set a couple of these just in case. And we're going to go for card destruction. Usually I'm using this to just get more things in the grave. And that'll work perfectly. Alrighty, let's bounce the Swap Frog. And now I can use his special ability of Swap Frog. I can discard a water to summon him back. The dump effect of Swap Frog is not a once per turn. He can't normal summon himself twice, but he can do other things. Let's go ahead and ditch another Ronin Toad and just get those out of my deck. Alright, so Ronin Toad, I can banish a Frog. Summon him for... You've seen this a million times in a Frog deck. You know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna summon the Toad Man. So this is guy... Oh, he's playing Kuribohs. Ah, he's playing Kuribohs. I see. Luckily, I'm a master of Kuribohs, therefore I know exactly what this guy is going to do. Specifically, he's playing 5-star Twilight, but he might have other Kuribohs. He probably has... Yeah, he's got clear Kuriboh, obviously. So what is he going to top deck? Are you going to top deck your level 5? No? Okay. You going to discard Kuriboh? Nope. Okay. That's fine, too. And we should be good. I can negate 5-star Twilight. And if I can do that, he's pretty much up a crick. It's kind of the deal. So let's go ahead and summon out... Do I summon another Swap Frog? Let's go for another Swap Frog. That way his effect will activate. I can use him to negate things with my Toad. Things like that. So we'll ditch Submersible Frog. Have him in the graveyard later for when we draw into Phalanx Pike. Cyber Emergency. I see. Is that to add your level 5 thingy? So you're playing Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragon. Okay. But is that just for 5-star Twilight? That's the question. Or do you have actual other Cyber Dragons shenanigans? It's possible. It's fully possible. Although, this seems so far to just be like a Cyber Dragon Kuriboh fusion. Certainly interesting. Personally, when I play Kuribohs at 5-star, I like things like Kaiser Vorse Raider. And the Tricky, things like that. That's just my personal opinion. I personally prefer the Kaiser Vorse Raider because he's dark. You can use him with the Lure of Darkness, things like that. Alright, my friend. So now what are you going to do? Cyber Dragon Yashu. Okay. Ditching Kuriboh. Interesting. Summon out Nyasher. Interesting. So what are you up to? Because now that you've summoned Nyasher, you can't play 5-star. Maybe he's just giving up on 5-star. Maybe I discarded the only one he had for a while. Who knows? Usually you play more than one 5-star, though. Like, why would you not do that? Alright, so he's got himself a Seeger. You know, it's funny, I do run the one Chimera tech, just in case I run up against Cyber Dragon board. Alright, so that's going to make itself bigger. Their attack is halved. Nah. I don't care for no Seegers. Not if I can help it. Certainly Swap Frog will not survive, but that is just what's going to happen. So yeah, now he's got the Seeger. He can beat over Swap Frog, but he can't beat over the bigger Frog, which is what he wanted to do. Alright, Swap Frog. Godspeed, my friend. You're going to have to go to the graveyard now. Alrighty, so now the question is, can my opponent do anything else? He can certainly set a card and summon forth Kuriboh. Okay. How many Kuribohs does he have in the graveyard? About a few? About a few. He's got about a few of them. Alrighty. Ooh. Kuriboh, indeed. Alright, this guy is up to some kind of shenanigans. Like that shenanigans. Alright. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and... Let's see, I've got Frog. Get a Frog. Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. That's going to be a tricky one. I can out this, but it's not going to be easy. And Forbidden Droplet doesn't do jack to this. Let's see. So I can summon 2... Let's see, how many frogs do I have in the graveyard? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut a door. Alright. Let's use Ronin Totem. Banish Frog. Oh yeah, but he can negate with the Underworld Goddess. But I'm hoping... Well, if he negates it, that's what it is. 'Tis what it is. Yeah, I was not expecting the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. That's certainly an interesting one. Yeah, this is one of those interesting situations where I've got things to stop his stuff. But he also has a monster that my Droplet don't do nothing against. Which is the sad bit. Nope, not yet. Okay, he's allowing both the Ronin Totems. That's interesting. All monsters become that type. I guess that does stop me from going for Toad, does it not? I think it does. But luckily I've got Nightmare Unicorn, so this still works. Okay, so he's gonna stop me from being Aqua. Which kinda sucks. But this is why we run other things. The only problem for me now is that I'm only gonna have so many Frogs. Alright. Let's go for Swap Frog. And see here. Sand Flip-Flop Frog. Should I make Masquerena? Let me think about this. See, if I make Coral Anemone, I can make Masquerena. Yeah. That's what we'll do. We're making Coral Anemone. So Coral Anemone's effect, once per turn, I can target and bring back my Swap Frog. He might negate this one, to be honest, but even if he does, I still have my other options. Alrighty. Yeah, it's unfortunate. See, since this can't be it's unaffected by things that don't target, this does not target. Do I want to just make Access Code Talker? That's the good question. Screw it. Why not? Why not? Might as well. So we're gonna go ahead and bring out all these. And I got other options. I always have so many options, but it's like, what's the one option that's gonna help me the most? I say let's just go ahead, and I'll put this down here in case he has Chimera Tech. We're gonna go for Access Code Talker. Doesn't matter what we pick, because they're both the same rank. A Bachamba. Let's go ahead, banish a watery monster, and destroy the Underworld Goddess. Oh, is that not... That doesn't target either. Alright, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. That's fine. Underworld Goddess. Surprisingly effective monster. I mean, it's not that surprising. It's actually it's a pretty good monster. Kuriboh. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. You know, what's he going to revive with Kuriboh? There's a lot of things he could revive with Kuriboh. Babylon, interesting choice. During your main phase or battle phase, yeah. I'm still gonna attack this thing. Because this gets destroyed in the end phase. During the end phase, yeah. So, certainly nice that you've got it, but it ain't doing you much good. Let's go ahead and bring back a Ronin Totem so we can use it with Droplet. And I'm sorry, my Kuriboh brother, I think you might be screwed. I mean, I've got a 4300 beat stick. You ain't Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon meat, yep. Alrighty, so this just shows how strong this frog deck is. We outed a Kuriboh deck, which as everyone knows is the most powerful sort of deck. So, still don't have the Phalanx Pike going, but at the very least, our frog deck is very much froggy. So let's go for third duel. Try to get some more froggy things going to get the totally awesome to survive more than a turn. And see if Phalanx Pike wishes to make one frog a very big boy. Alrighty, third opponent against a guy called No Mercy. There shall be no mercy here. Oh, what do we have? Ooh, actually, not a bad opening hand. Surface really good combined with Burial, because it essentially just lets me, you know, dump Swap Frog, bring back Swap Frog without having to use my summons. And this guy is playing, what do you call these guys again? Performapals. Is it Pendulum Wizards? It's probably Pendulum Wizards. Performapal Lady Ange. I don't remember. This must be a new one. Konami's been making new cards out the wazoo. There's like a whole bunch of new cards for each of the main series. Like there's a card based on Duelist Kingdom. Not Duelist Kingdom, it's Battle City. But there's one based on Duel Academy, which is low-key pyro support for our boy Pain. You know, it does mention pyros. It does things for pyros, therefore it is low-key volcanic support. Kind of. But there's a whole bunch of things like that, and I believe one is also for the Pendulum era. I don't remember what it does. This guy's called Odd Eyes Butler, and I can't even see his eyes. Is that the odd thing about him? I don't know. But yeah, this guy is going to go off, essentially. Oh, it's the new Pendulum Link thing. I forgot about this. Yes, they got, essentially, it's not Electromite, but it is decent. Yeah, you pay your 1200, you can add that. This negates, like, everything else you got. But if you summon 2 monsters, different levels, same time, he can target 2 cards and pop them. Not that he wants to pop my things, not that I have any. But he certainly has started. He started himself something up. So, I think he's going to meander a bit. He's going to summon a bunch of things. So I'm going to skip ahead until my opponent is done. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what sort of board we have to break. Alrighty, so it's our turn now. My opponent made quite the board. What is this? Does this do anything? I don't know what this does. This destroy, place Perform Pal. Blah, blah, blah. This card. Place to extra deck. Discard a Pendulum. Add this card to your hand. Return to Perform Pal. Blah, 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 blah. Blobbity, blobbity, blah, blah, blah. Here's a ball. It's like he took all this time to make a big old board, and I'm like, here's a ball. What does this do? Attack is declared involving your opponent's monster. Discard a Pendulum. The opponent's monster is a fast attack. Wow, riveting. Truly, truly riveting effects there. I mean, he certainly made himself a board, but I'm about to make a frog board. So let's go ahead and ditch a Ronin Totem. I'll never quite get over the fact that Ronin Totem is not a once per turn. It's pretty nutty when you think about it. Alright, let's go ahead and ditch Flip Flop Frog. And let's see, I get another normal summon of a frog. So I send another Ronin Totem. Yeah, I might as well get a couple in the graveyard. Might as well. No real reason not to do that. So we'll go ahead and banish one of these. Summon out one of those. And let's see here. Normal summon. Ghost. If you could spam Toad, because my plays are too advanced for you. And let's see, I could make Excess Code Talker again and just hit him in the life points. Let me think about that. You know what? I think I'll do that. It's actually not a bad idea. Let's go for Coral Anemone. Do as we did before. You know, this guy, he's thinking, why go second if you're just going to go for Toad? Answer? Because you can't understand my frog plays. They're too powerful for you. Too much power. Alright. So we'll go ahead and make Masquerena again. Where's Masquerena? I can't Masquerena? Okay, that's fine. I don't need Masquerena right now. It's fine. I can still... Oh, and I'm locked to waters because of an enemy. Okay, that's unfortunate, but I can still do things. It's not a problem. Slight misplay, but it's all good. It's fine. I can still do things. I can still make that frog. We'll make ourselves a frog. The only problem for me right now is I can't attack the sphere mode. Thanks to sphere mode's effects, he can't be attacked by things. So, unfortunately, as you can see, I'm about to, I can't attack this. So we'll end our turn. We'll end our turn, we'll see what our opponent can do. Can he do anything to us? I have no idea. Even if he can do something, will it matter too much? I don't know, because I've got another sphere mode. I can summon another frog if need be. If this survives, I get it back. So we'll see how it goes. He's got this Lady Angel. I got rid of his Appaloosa. He went through quite a bit to make Appaloosa, Vortex Dragon, all this stuff. The question is, can he do it again? For that matter, can he do anything with the sphere mode? Yeah. The one thing I always forget about an enemy, she locks you into water monsters. I sometimes forget that bit. I'm getting so caught up in the combos. Sometimes you forget that part. Let's see, what does this do? Pendulum summon from the hand. Target monster banish both this. Okay, well, I guess I have to stop that, don't I? Yeah. I will negate you, and I'm stealing this card now. That way, if he tries to Pendulum summon it, he will not be able to. It ain't ideal, but it's something. Alright, so we can Pendulum summon literally any of these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pretty much like any of these. He can summon any of those that he wants. And whatever he has in his hand. Phantom Dragon. That guy. What does that guy do? Pendulum. Add a Pendulum monster from deck to hand. Okay. Add a Pendulum monster from the deck to the hand. Alrighty, and what does Phantom Dragon do? I don't remember. Yeah, that one I know you can recover it. When this card's Pendulum, it inflicts damage by attacking. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of odd eyes in your Pendulum zone times 1200. Okay, so that doesn't do anything for him. Lady Ange apparently has the ability to draw him more cards. I didn't notice that it did that. I didn't notice that part. Discard this card and another Performer Pal. Blah, 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 draw 2 cards. Okay. Soldier of Chaos. Alright, well, that's annoying. A wee bit annoying, but it's okay, I still feel. Dupe Frog will die, and he can banish my stuff. But thankfully, my Dupe Frog has a special ability, which allows me to get more frogs. So we'll get ourselves another Swap Frog. And yeah, he can banish my frog, and that's annoying, but it's not like a big deal. Not a huge deal. Now I can make Access Code Talker like I meant to earlier, and beat over this. And he can get that abomination, whatever the hell this is. What is this thing? Ugh. That artwork is like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare effect. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's special summon Le Frog. Continue to do Le Frog things. Let's see here. Let's just ditch the last Ronin Totem. Have him set up in the grave. How many frogs do I have in the grave? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can summon all 3 Ronin Totem. Neato. Let's go ahead and make Masquerena. And I'm not going to use an enemy this time because I don't want to do that. So go ahead, Access Code Talker. Pick our Watery Lass. Let's see, Odd-Eyes cards destroyed. Can I destroy this and it does something? I don't remember how that works. We'll find out later. Alright, let's go ahead and bring out some Rodent Totems. Let's see, let's bring out all the Rodent Totems. You know what? Let's just summon all of them. Let's summon every Rodent Totem possible. That's why I have a lot of them. We'll leave our 1 swap frog in the grave if I need it. And let me think. Actually, let's see. Unaffected. Trap. No. No. Let's see. Can't be destroyed by battle. Battles a monster. Detach material. Return it to the hand. Interesting idea, but I'm still going to go for the frog. Le frog. Alright, let's go into battle phase and take care of the Soldier of Chaos. So that'll take care of his Soldier of Chaos. Let's do some damage. I still think I should destroy this, even if it does summon him a thing. I don't think it does, but we'll find out. Okay, that gets him nothing. Good. And I could make Zeus. What's better for me? An Omni Negation or a board wipe in a Pendulum situation? You know what? We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. You know, we're trying to do different things here. We can't just always do the same thing. Gotta show all the different things the deck can do. I've got Zeus. You don't always use Zeus, but if this guy's playing Pendulums and I can wipe out his scales, he's not going to be a happy camper. I mean, he's already confused as shite what I'm doing. He doesn't understand the froggy combos that we have. See, I've got Ronin Totem. He has 2,000 defense. That's a good number of defense. Granted, this guy's got like all the Pendulums in the world in his extra deck. But I got rid of his Searching Dude. Searching Dude is dead. If he sets up scales, I can nuke the board. It'll nuke my board too, but if I can stop him from doing stuff, it's better for me. Plus, that'll put all the frogs back in the grave. Granted, I only have 1 frog in the grave. But if I can get another frog in the grave or another frog in my hand, everything just lines up, syncs together perfectly. And look at this guy. He's thinking real hard. He's thinking real hard. See, if I had kept out the Toad, he would have known what to do. But I put out Sky Thunder. He has no idea what to do. He doesn't have any clue as to what to do. My head is slipping off. There you go. That looks much better. There we go. All righty. So what are you going to do, Mr. No Mercy? You're at my mercy now. That's the problem. You're at my mercy now. And even if somehow you make a big old board and get around this, I have a ball. I have a second ball. You didn't stand much chance against the first ball. What are you going to do against the second ball? Alrighty, so apparently Gertrude and Ange have like a, what do you call it? They have a little bit of a synergy here, because if you have this guy, you can set this from the graveyard. And this lets him add an Odd Eyes card from his deck to his hand. It could be any Odd Eyes card. Wizard Dragon. This card destroyed, sent to the grave, summon an Odd Eyes from the deck of the grave. Okay, but I'm not gonna this doesn't destroy. This just sends everything to the grave. So an interesting situation we've got ourselves in. We don't know what's in his hand. He has the scales. He can Pendulum summon one of these and whatever he's got in his hand. But if he summons anything dangerous, what was that big old how's this thing work? This has to be ritual summoned. Or okay, it must be Pendulum summoned from the hand or ritual summoned. Oh, so he can't just summon this. Okay. Put out a spell, card, or effect. Place this card in the Pendulum zone. Negation. Alright. In response to your summons, I say thee nay. I negate. Or I don't quite negate you, but I'm going to send everything to the grave. Unless this is a negate itself. It is. Unfortunate. But I get back my swap frog. So that's something. So what do the rest of these do? This negates spells. This apparently negates monsters. This is a searcher. And this is, if it's destroyed, it does things. Oh, and then he also has this guy, but that doesn't do anything. It's just made from miracles. Ooh. Miracle Dragon. So spooky. Alright, so he did in fact manage to do me. He did me hard. If I'd known this was a thing in his hand, I would have just gotten rid of his scales. That would have messed him up pretty bad. Nightmare Unicorn. Well, there goes Access Code Talker. But my monster is still bigger. But he's going to just destroy himself to summon something bigger still? I presume? I presume that's what he's doing. I mean, why else would he do that? Okay. A guy who's just as big. And gets you a spell card. Interesting. I believe this destroys stuff, does it not? Target a card in the field. Okay, so he's not going to destroy Sky Thunder. Perfect. Because he's going to activate that spell to destroy this. That way he gets to keep his board. Or perhaps not. Okay. Well, there goes my idea. I was thinking I had him right there, but nope, no. Now it's back on his board. Sadly, I don't have enough monsters on his board to do the ball. Unless he's going to play that spell now. Let's see. Add a Odd Eyes or a Face of Odd Eyes Pendulum from the extra deck. But he already Pendulum summoned. So that's no good. Unless... Hold on. Level 7 Odd Eyes or a Face of... Okay, so yeah, he can play this, but he can't Pendulum summon yet. Not unless I'm mistaken. Unless he draws into some other Odd Eyes that he can summon. Yeah. Okay, so... Add that guy, but these scales are in the way, unless he can get rid of these somehow. Can't he get rid of them somehow? I don't know. I don't think he can. Alrighty. So now in the end phase, he'll get another Pendulum monster. And I can certainly get all the Froggy goodness going. I've got triple Ronin Totem in the grave. Wrong graveyard. Aquarium stage. Interesting. An interesting little tidbit of something, for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and send a Frog to the grave. As we like to do. Ronin Totem. Let's see. Summon out Ronin Totem. Do as we usually do. Go for Toad. And now I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I take 300 damage for summoning things. That's dumb. Alright, Aquarium stage. So now my monsters can't be beaten in battle unless it's against other water monsters. That'll give me a bit of breathing room, and hopefully he'll summon enough monsters that I can just run him over. Or he'll use this Ange. I forgot this was a thing. Will he do it, though? I don't know. I had a hair in my mouth. This is the problem with having a beard. Sometimes you get hairs in your mouth. So he can discard a Pendulum. Okay, so he is going to do that. He wants to do a little bit of extra damage to me. Alright. That's one less Arc Pendulum Dragon you got there, but it is what it is. Can't be beaten in battle, so we'll end our turn for now. So now, standby phase, as always, totally awesome will go off. I'll ditch a frog and get the frog that keeps me from being attacked. Alright, still touch and go. Still touch and go. We're in a much more better position now. Now that I've got Aquarium stage, he's going to have to use other things to get rid of my dupe frog. You can only Pendulum summon one of these things. I don't think any of these can... Let's see. I guess the Persona Dragon's a thing. You can add a Performa Pal. Tricky decision. Tricky decision. Do I want to negate that? Not yet. Oh, wait. I'll wait a moment, you know? I don't know what he's trying to search, but we'll find out. We'll find out, indeed. Is it another one of the... I don't think it's going to be another one of those things. At least I hope it's not one of those things. The only thing I really worry about right now is if he had his own access code talker. Which would certainly not be good for me. Because then he could just target my dudes. We'll find out. Okay, so he's going to get another one of these butlers. This card's in the hand. Target a performer pal. You control. Okay, so this is... Yeah, that gets you 2 things. I don't think I want you to have that. So I'll get rid of my Toad. No, I don't need to set your card. I will use my Toad, however, to get back my Frog. Alright. So now comes the moment of truth. Does he have a means of getting rid of Dupe Frog? That's the big question. If he can, we're dead. If he can't, we're solid. As in solid gold. Yep. We should be all willing pretty damn solid. Thank you, Aquarium Stage. I hope them Aqua actors get their support someday. Unchained Abomination. Alright. Is he going to Pendulum summon, though? He probably will now that he has all these zones. Alrighty, that makes things very difficult. I mean, he doesn't have a means of stopping me, I don't think. Unless this thing... Let me look at the effect of this card. Thank you. Once returned, target a monster on the field, banish this card. Hopefully he doesn't remember that's a thing. Damn it, he remembered that's a thing. Alrighty, well... That might be it for... Yeah. Unfortunate, indeed. He was able to out my plays. It was a good back and forth. But unfortunately, we didn't get to do enough Froggy things to out all the Pendulum nonsense. But it was a good back and forth, so I'm happy with it. So, let's go ahead into one more duel, pick ourselves up. Again, going for the Phalanx Pike, and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, our 4th and final opponent. Will we get to see Phalanx Pike in all of its glory? We're up against a guy called Aegislash. Is it not like the Pokemon? Pretty sure that's that Pokemon that's like the shield sword dude, yep. That's that guy. This opening hand is, well, it's got potential. It's not exactly a good opening hand, but it's a hand I can do something with. Dinorphias. Alright, I do know how those work. They are trap focus. All the traps in the world. Set Dinorphia trap. If your life point are such and such. This is the one that lets him fuse with the things using the things in his deck, which is really obnoxious, but it is what it is. And that is literally the thing I wanted to draw into. Granted, he has a spell trap negator, which he probably has drawn into. But I gotta give some... I gotta try something. We'll give it a shot. Alright, so he's gonna get the fusion, summon the Dinorphia big boy, which is a lady. Is a big lady. Is what it is. Summons this thing. So if I negate that, doesn't bad thing happen? Pretty sure that's how that works. Alright, how does this work? Pay half your life, banish the Dinorphia Novel Trap. The effect of this card becomes the effect of that card. Okay. So I kind of have to do this, even though I don't want to do this. Because if I don't do this, he'll just use the effect of this to copy his trap cards. Alright, let's go for Submarine Frog. And then we'll activate Surface. To bring back our Flip-Flop Frog. I was about to say Swap Frog. That would have been nice if it was Swap Frog, but it is not. Does this do something? I don't think it does. Yeah, if it's destroyed, it does something. Battles a monster, attachment. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Let's just make the usual boy. We'll make the usual dude and see what happens. We'll do some damage. Normally this thing would banish his traps to use their effects, but not this time. This card's destroyed by battle, summon a Dinorphia. So I get to set his monster. Nah. I would normally negate that sort of thing, but because of, various reasons, I'm not going to do that. Because if I negate this, I either have nothing, or I get to keep his monster, and then he destroys it, and then he gets something. So I don't want to do that. Like, I could just straight up negate it, but that would leave me in still a pretty bad spot. I don't want to do that. Not yet. It's too early. And I do know all these traps have effects that negate damage. Which ones does he have? Card effect. Okay, so that one's from card effects. This lets him set the traps from the deck. Alrighty. I'm just trying to read some of these. Let's see. See, this one's card effects. This one's battle damage. This one's card. Okay, so he only has one thing to stop battle damage. That is good to know. You know what? How do these work again? Screw it. We're going for this. Double A Zeus. I shouldn't have set the Phalanx Pike, but we're doing this. I'm gonna be like, hey, here's Sky Thunder. Sky Thunder! There he is. My opponent is gazing at it with awe. Unless one of these has a quick effect. I don't think these have quick effects. No, I don't think so. Unless one of these traps has a quick effect in the gray, but I don't think it... Well, they do. These are all quick effects. To a degree. Yeah. This guy's just waiting. He's looking at my Sky Thunder being like, oh, no. That's not what I want to see. Because he got to set his trap, but now I'm going to get rid of his trap. That'll get rid of his whole board. So while he will be able to last at least one turn, because he has the trap that can stop battle damage, he's going to have a whole lot of nothing. Unless he top decks into, like, Trap Trick or something. Which would be pretty nice. Oh, actually, yeah. Trap Trick or another thing that lets him do the fusion. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and say that my opponent has surrendered more or less. His time has been going for a while. He's not doing anything. He knows what I'm going to do. I'm going to nuke his board. None of these are going to trigger. His trap will be gone. He's going to get one instance of battle damage, and that is it. So I think my opponent has just... He's given up hope. He saw my board. He gave up hope. He didn't think he could get over Sky Thunder. So I'm going to call this a win. Bit of a chintzy win, but, Zeus, he was the guy that I went with. I was thinking keep the frog, but no. Sky Thunder, definitely better option against the likes of Dinorphias, especially after a board wipe like we did. So, I'm going to call that a win. Let's go for the end screen, talk more about the deck. Alright, everybody, Phalanx Frogs. We're going to call this 2-in-1. It's an interesting concept for a deck. It doesn't work quite as well, like I said, as other decks that abuse Phalanx Pike, Harpy, Cyber Dragon, the like. But it's interesting, every once in a while you will be able to use things like Dewdark and Submarine Frog, along with Phalanx Pike to get big numbers. Hey, if you have 2 toads in the grave, you can make the third pretty big. And my camera just died on me, so you guys get to see my grimacing face for the rest of the episode. So, almost gonna say, thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Make sure to hit like if you enjoyed it. If you gleaned any sort of information from this video, just hit the like button. I appreciate it. And also consider subbing if you'd like to do so. It's always appreciated. So thank you very much for watching. Next time on the show, I'll probably do some goat things just to do that one more time for this year. Then also got heroic challenges. I got a couple things left for this year. So stay tuned for that. Your boy Memphis signing out for now. Take care till next time. I'll see you later.